I'm M from Nervus, and I play guitar and sing. We're a punk band, and we touch on various issues from quitting smoking to being trans and how Tories are. I don't know what I can say on this website. Tories are so, yeah. Permanent Rainbow is really just dealing with, self-realisation, self-actualisation after being quite unhappy for a long time, which I think is something that everyone can relate to, regardless of whether or not they're trans. But yeah. I think I happened to be on stage at the same time I was learning a guitar, but yeah, I was Bill Sykes in Oliver, I was Curly in Oklahoma, and then I was a guitarist in a punk band, and I have been since. But I don't know, that was a weirder transition, I think, than the gender one. You kind of realise you're uncomfortable over and over again for most of your life, but I guess when I started coming out, which never really ends. People think it's like a thing where you come out once, but it's not. You come out all the time, over and over again. Because people wouldn't necessarily look at me and be like, that's a trans woman. They might be like, so gender's a load of shit, basically. But about 26 when I came out, I think, for the first time, and about 20 minutes ago when I came out the last time. I think it's difficult at any level of public life being vocal about being queer or trans or gay or anything like that, and I think that you open yourself up to a lot of people look at you in a different way, which to an extent is what you want, and to an extent comes with pitfalls. I don't think I ever thought that putting all of my feelings in an interview in The Independent would make me happy. It just so happened that was the interview that we had at that time. It could have been with, I don't know, Nintendo magazine. I could have been asked what my favourite Pokemon was, and I could have said, the trans one. But it wasn't, it was The Independent, so that was that. I don't have a favourite Pokemon. I think I quite like Magikarp.
Fair enough, good choice.
Because it's shit, it doesn't do anything.
Good choice. Good choice.
Representation isn't the be-all and end-all, but it definitely helps you realise that you aren't completely isolated in your experience. But then there is the problem of representation instead of people actually giving a so yeah, that's why you see people with hiring strategies, and when you see Lloyd's Bank have adverts, whether it's for mental health or for in the background at their branches you've got two gay men on their posters. That's representation without any kind of infrastructure to support those people, which is a load of bull. But I think that we're at a point where representation is offered instead of any meaningful support. I don't think the message has changed. I think the message has always been the same. Paul put it quite articulately when we had an interview the other day. Paul said, "Everything's shit, so let's have fun." But that's about the be-all and end-all of Nervus, and it always has been, in terms of the way we do our live shows and stuff. And lyrically, it might not be so fun, but it's always there's always an element of joy with the music, or at least we strive for that. Yeah, absolutely, completely. Yeah, because like, I don't know, it's a weird one because you see statistics in terms of like how many people listen to the band or whatever, but then you actually meet the people, and if there's people who it's had a positive effect on, then that's great. Because there are some records like that for me, and I think that those records were instrumental and super important in terms of, that kind of self-actualization and realization I spoke about before. Music and art can be a powerful thing in terms of that. So yeah, it is very humbling, and I'm very grateful for anyone who's listened for longer than 10 seconds, to be honest.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks.